Alright, that's it. I have 3 of this! I've got 6 of them now! Come on! Actually, there's not so many I don't want. I don't want that stupid trap card either. The card we've already got 16,000 of, but... We've already gotten the trap pendulum card once, so... chances aren't high. Oh, chances aren't high, he says. Oh, the chances aren't high, by the way. They're not high. Wait, it won't happen again. Oh. I won't do it to you twice. I have 8 of them! Ah. Swear to God. Pendulum? Pendulum! Time to get the 10th pendulum card! Yeah! No, that's what I want, Canuck. Please, just round off that. Give me a whole number of pendulum cards. We've gone from, we might as well, if we're at the 9, we might as well get to 10, right? Come on. You might as well just give it to us. Look, chat wants it, okay? Just give us the 10s, you know? Did this actually happen? 3 SR sales! All of them were Pendulum Reborn! Huh? Hello? Konami? That's not how this game works! I don't need 10! What the fuck, man? I swear this shit only happens to me. I swear. There's just no way. Bro, that's like even, that was so much bullshit, it's too long for a short. Fuck off! Stop taunting me! There's no way! Go away! Yeah, so I'm used to getting unlucky in pack openings. But honestly, this time around, what the actual fuck? So we got ourselves a brand new box, and to be completely honest with you, it's probably the worst box in terms of content they've released in the last 3 years or so. This box is horrendous for content. I have like 2 decks to build, maybe? They gave some new magnet support, which is arguably worse than just playing the current magnet support, and then they gave us 2 decks, and that's it. So, yeah, even the pendulum boxes were more hyped than this shit. But hey, let's look on the bright side. At least we got this hand, which we can't actually play in its own art type because Konami just shit on that character for some reason. Let's just move on to the actual deck anyone actually cares about. So here's today's deck list. Now just a reminder before I get into the deck list, if you're enjoying today's video and seeing more content just like this in the future, especially if you're a returning viewer, as apparently about 50% of the people watching this or even subscribed to the channel, nearly all of you are returning viewers who have seen my content before. So if you find yourself keep coming back to the channel and see more content just like this in the future, remember to leave a like on this video and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Alright, let's get into the deck list. Alright, so we've got quite a few new cards to unpack here, and honestly, of all the decks ever released, well, the 2 of them, this deck list is actually really damn good. Whether or not it's meta relevant or not, it's hard to say. I haven't been playing this in Platinum because I haven't been playing much this month, so I was rolling Platinum to be fair. I think I won 9 games and only lost 2, which is pretty impressive, so this deck list should be pretty good, and these cards are honestly pretty damn insane. Alright, so the main boss monster of the deck is Starry-Night, Starry Dragon. This card, if it is normal or special summon from the hand, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Cannot be destroyed battle with a dark monster or by a dark monster's effects. So already this card, when you summon it from hand, you pop a card on the field, which you'll be doing you can do multiple times during your opponent's turn, especially considering this isn't actually a once per turn effect. The second part is, and it's not even a hard once per turn effect. Once per turn at the start of the damage step, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster until the end phase. Also, this card can make a second attack in a row, which is also pretty important because it means if you have this card on the field plus a 1500 attack beater, and then only have 1 thing to block, you can banish your opponent's monster, swing in again, swing in straight for lethal. Next up, we have Starry-night Rayel. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one Starry-night Spell and Trap card from your deck to your hand. You banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Starry-night monster in the graveyard except Starry-night Rayel, special summon it. You can use each effect of Starry-night Rayel once per turn. So normal summon this card, and you can search for either of the three important spell and trap cards in the deck list, which we'll go through just a bit later. Next up, we have Starry-night Flamel. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send this card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard, special summon one level 7 light dragon type monster from your hand. Obviously, special summoning the big dude, he then pops your opponent's stuff. Quick effects. You banish this card from your graveyard and target one level 7 light dragon type monster you control or in your graveyard, return it to your hand. So obviously, this card is pretty damn good at just recycling the pop effect of this card, which like I said earlier, isn't a once per turn. So you can put this back in your hand, summon it again, pop a second card. Now I'll move on to the spell and trap cards. So the first one is quite simple if your opponent isn't playing dark type monsters. Add one Starry-night monster or one level 7 light dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. Basically, if you activate this, you can search for any of the monsters in your deck list. But it does have a second effect. If you control no monsters and your opponent controls specifically a dark monster, you can special summon level 7 light dragon type monster from your hand. So you can use this if they have a dark monster to search for this card, summon it, pop a card. Pretty damn simple. If you have no dark monsters, it just searches for anything. Next up, we have Starry-night Ceremony. During your main phase, you can reveal one light fairy type monster in your hand, and if you do, add one level 7 light dragon type monster from your deck to your hand, then place the revealed monster on the bottom of the deck. If you activate a card or effect, you can special summon a level 7 light dragon type monster from your hands. So obviously this card is insanely good because first of all, it's going to be a search card that can search for your starry dragon that is also searchable off of your Rayel. So this means you effectively have what? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 copies of the dragon in the deck list, as long as you open another monster in hand to obviously combine with this for the search. The second part of this card is just as good, because if your opponent activates any kind of effect, you can special summon out the dragon you just searched for, straight from your hand, and pop something on the field. So obviously a pretty damn insane card. Alright guys, that's a do with the decklist portion of the video. This will be gameplay showcasing the decklist in action, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, let's get into the gameplays. So like I said, I played this only in Platinum because I haven't played much this month, so it's not exactly the most insane gameplay around, and obviously it shows by the fact I had a pretty damn insane win rate. Like I said, I only dropped 2 games, I lost 1 more game before this. It was a pretty damn insane win rate, so 9 wins, 2 losses. Alright, but I did get some good matchups in terms of like actually decent deck lists that I played against. It wasn't all just complete jank, so hopefully you enjoy anyway. Also, important to note, I've been awake for quite a while now, so these first 2 replays will probably give you guys a bit of a giggle because I do some pretty stupid things. And I saved them anyway because even doing stupid things, I still won. Probably shows that this deck is not exactly that bad. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so this first one was pretty amusing because I was against a Galaxy Eyes player. Now, when you play against a Galaxy Eyes player, their turn 1 is normally pretty straightforward and pretty standard. They do the same thing every time. They summon their big negate. This guy, he didn't do that. And I wasn't paying attention to the fact that he didn't do that. And by the way, I've been awake quite a while. It's been nearly 24 hours. By the time I finished rendering and editing this video, it would have been over 24. So as you can see, he summoned this Xyz monster. I didn't kind of register that he'd done this. I was like, oh, there's the Xyz monster they normally summon. Let me book a moon it so he can't negate me. He didn't, like, we'll just pretend that didn't happen, alright, move on. Alright, activate my starry-night Balefire, searching for my card. Rayel then gonna be searching for my ceremony. Activate ceremony. Thankfully he didn't have an MST. Alright, and then searching for another copy as well. That way I have 2 to summon during his turn. He activates an effect, so I can summon my Starry Dragon, popping his card. He swings in. Because he swings in, I can negate the attacks and destroy his other card. I've now realised, by the way, what card this was, so I know not to try to destroy it, because it's immune to destruction effects. Also important to note, actually, this card is dark, meaning I can swing into it and not take damage. Oh, my card won't be destroyed. Not that matters though, because I'm going to choose to banish it instead, and then just lethal him. Do a bit of BMing too by banishing this card from the graveyard to have my card back to hand as well. Alright. On to misplay number 2, which was just as intelligent, I'm sure. Alright. This one was just complete and utter... I don't know what was going on here. Brain completely just farted. It was not good. Alright, so playing against trains right now. So Mr. Trains, Man's Fizzer and some my Rayel, searching for my arrival. I already have the other one in hand, so... Alright. Use the switch yard. I'm gonna use my Book of Moon, because I thought that was my MST. I meant to MST this thing, because it's like a continuous effect, and I wanted to get rid of it, effectively MST negating, but I clicked my Book of Moon. And I still managed to win this game. Never punished. Right, summons out a train. I'm going to summon my arrival, or activate my arrival, summon my Moss Monster, pop his card. It's a draw during the end phase, or a search, whichever one that is. It's a draw. Then adds his own Rayel card back to his hand. Alright. Shifting up, because I have 3 light monsters on the field, I can make them all equal to my level 7 on the field already. Keep in mind, this is actually a pretty cool skill for this deck list in particular, because not only can you create level 7s rather easily, but you can also create a particular level 7 being your... I don't know how to pronounce that, with a card that requires you to have a dragon underneath it to make its effect a quick effect. So effectively, you could use your Starry-Night, and you can quick effect pop your opponent's stuff. In this case, I just summoned my Dark Arm Dragon so I can pop multiple cards, if I want to. Then, not realizing this thing couldn't attack anyway, but he has Kite Roid, so it doesn't even matter. I'm returning this card back to my hand so I can use it during his turn, using the banished card in Graveyard. He summons a card to the field. Once again, I'm going to be popping that. Might be more smart to actually pop this one since this one gets a search effect, but whatever. Dark Arm Dragon popping once again. And taking my Balefire, searching for another Rayel. Summoning Rayel, searching for my Ceremony. Returning my card to hand, because I know he's got Kite Roid, so I know I can't leave them anyway, so I'm just going to set up another pop. Activates an effect. I mean, summon my dude. Oh, sorry, I didn't even activate an effect, I just summoned him anyway. Pop this card. Alright, so that's enough of the misplaying, alright? We woke up a little bit after this and we played the game properly. Yeah, so I won a lot of games in this deck list whilst being, like, completely out of it. So that should be a good sign for this deck list being, hopefully, not too bad. I'm not going to say it's meta relevant or top tier or anything like that, especially considering a lot of it's based on continuous effects, so just running a couple of copies of MST just completely counters this deck list. But it is definitely good enough for King of Games and climbing on ladder or just having some fun, especially if you're kind of lacking in content right now. So, yeah, if you want to get something from this new box, this is probably it. This and, of course, the hand, which can't be played in its own archetype. But it's still probably one of the most best generic Xyz monsters in the game, if not, like, the best now. Alright, MST's one back row, activate my Balefire, searching for my card. Activating Rayel to get a search, he negates this, which is completely fine because we still have our Flamel in hand. Set my Book of Moon. Swings in, Flamel discard, special summon, pop his card. Yeah. From here, I get a search, so he's just dead. Alright. On to the next one. It's some pretty damn good matchups in here. Blue Eyes, what a great replay. The insanely powerful top tier deck that is Blue Eyes. So at least we had a Galaxy Eyes matchup, or a couple of Galaxy Eyes matchups. That's at least former top tier recently, if it's not currently. I just don't think it is top tier anymore, but either way. Alright, starry-night Rayel, searching for my arrival. Set my arrival. Oh, this was a good. This is a very good example because it shows off the fact this card actually has the effect to counter dark monsters. Because this deck's all about dark monsters, or at least the fusion. So summons Tiger, point my 2 back row. So I'm just going to summon my card in response. Can't do much else about it. But on the bright side, this dude cannot be destroy a battle or card effect from dark monsters. So I pop his card, he then does the fusion summon again, summoning another copy. But I just don't care. Then tries to beat over it, I still don't care. Same attack, I can beat over it, but mine just doesn't die. Yeah, from here he just concedes. So that's a very good example. This card actually is going to be good against particularly dark decks. And it does come up, especially the, it came up quite a bit actually, I think. I think at least one of my losses it came up. I still lost anyway, but it came up where I could actually special summon my card from hand with a draw spell, which is pretty cool. I was hoping to get a replay of that, but yeah, it didn't happen though. Yeah, the 11 games I played. Oh my god. Even maths is hard right now. I really need to go to sleep. Alright. So skipping my turn outright, I don't care. I've got a 2 hand traps in hand to summon 2 dragons. So I'm pretty sad. Man summons out his Cypher, goes for the 4,000 attack. Should have summoned the negate, buddy. And he's popped. And from there, I'm pretty sure I just had lethal. Not the most exciting gameplay, but I was just trying to at least get some replays against some decent deck lists, rather than just, you know, showing off Blue Eyes wins, so I decided to keep that one in. Alright. Final replay. Which I think was a rank up game? Maybe it wasn't. I did get 2 rank ups of this. Yeah, it was a rank up game. Alright. Not a bad hand. I get a search with my ceremony. Going my dude, having to put that card back in the deck list, and setting 2. My opponent clearly doesn't know what this card does yet, so he MSC something else. Summons out his stuff, and unfortunately for him, activates an effect, so I can summon my dude, pop his card. Yeah, activates a continuous, I MST that. And he concedes. So a pretty quick gameplay that one. Alright guys, that's it for today's replays. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And hope to see you guys in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.